tell me that you understand it. Don't tell me that I'm too demanding. I need you to show me you're taking this too slowly. Don't tell me that you're what I need, no. I believe that when I see so. Time for you to show me. Hush your lips, stop your
YouTube, it's your girl Sunshine, and today we are working on the Freightliner Classic XL. We're doing something simple. I'm going to be showing you guys how to change the oil pressure sensor on your Freightliner Classic XL or FLD 120 if you have the 12.7 Detroit 60 series engine. So let me get started. I'm going to start by opening the hood, and I want to show you guys just how simple it is now for me to open my hood since I installed my hood springs. So let me adjust the camera and show you guys. I'm gonna just simply remove this clamp right here, and as you guys notice, the hood automatically lifts up a little bit to give me some more room. So that's how easy it is for me to open the hood now. So for this job, the only thing that you're gonna need is a ratchet so that you can untighten, and you're gonna need a 1 1/4 inch socket. As you guys can see, mine's is a little bit oily because I've already taken off my oil pressure sensor. This is how my old oil pressure sensor looks. This part was inside of the engine block, and the sensor, it broke off. This is how it looked. It clipped to this right here. So of course I definitely have to replace this. So this is how it looks, and this is my new sensor. So what we're gonna do is, by the way, when you get your 1 1/4 inch socket, you want to make sure you get a deep socket so that way it can go over the sensor and onto the bolt and tighten it. But be very careful because you don't want to break off the sensor part of it like I did previously. So now I'm going to turn the camera around and show you guys exactly what part of the engine I removed this sensor from. So this is the engine, and I'm just going to keep it simple because we have mosquitoes, really bad mosquitoes still around from the rain. But look at this crossbar right here on your engine. Now, do you see that blue hose right there that's going into the engine of your this blue hose right here? Do you see that hole? I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see, right there, this hole, that is exactly where the oil pressure sensor sits, right here. If you take this clamp down, it's going in that hole right there. Right up underneath it, you can't see it because it's really dirty, but I'm going to be showing you guys in a later video. You're going to have your oil temperature sensor. So right now we're changing, the oil pressure sensor sits at the top. So I'm going to put it in there with my hands first and hand tighten it because I want to make sure that I'm not stripping it. So let me do that really quickly. Let's see. I got my sensor. We got mosquitoes that I'm flagging out. So I'm going to take my hand and take this, and I'm gonna stick it in that hole right here. I'm gonna stick this part inside of that hole. But I'm gonna have to put the phone down because I don't want to drop my sensor inside, drop it and lose it. So let me put the phone down. Okay, you guys, so I'm gonna show you guys. You can see that shiny new piece of gold that I have in there. This line right here, I had to take my gloves off, so it's kind of hard not to be a dirt bomb when you're working on these trucks because sometimes your gloves can get in the way when you're trying to get to tight areas. So I reach my hands through here and I have the sensor on there. So now all I'm gonna do is take my socket and put it in there and try to get it in on there so that I'm gonna have to try to move that line out of the way and put my socket on there. So let me put my phone down and show you guys what I'm doing. Okay, so this is how it looks, you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me show you guys. Bam, my socket is on there like this. I made sure it was all the way on there, covering the gold piece in there, because you don't want it to be halfway on there. And I'm just gonna turn it upwards and crank it down. Okay, you guys, so we had a little bit of a scare, because as you guys see on this one, if you're not gentle enough with these sensors, this little thin cap is going to come off, and that little tag, that little tiny tag, is what is connecting the sensor. So I had to take my time with this one and get that cap and push it back on there without breaking the tab, because this is just the cover, the case that covers the sensor. So I plugged it back in, and I'm going to be replacing the oil temperature sensor, which is this line right here below it. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like a leaf right there, but this line right there, that's the oil temp. The dealership did not have them in stock, so I had to order it. I'll be picking it up Monday, and I'll be changing both of those sensors. Now we're gonna, so that is how you change an oil pressure sensor. Now we're going to be moving on to the oil pan, because my system is still, it's pushing oil, but it's not building up. The gauge is still not working, and I have a brand new gauge as well as a brand new sensor. So what I'm going to be moving to next is the oil pan, checking out the oil suction manifold as well as the oil pump, and the O-rings, checking and replacing the O-rings to make sure that my engine and system is being properly lubricated. So stay tuned for the next videos on how to do that. I'm not sure if I'm going to take on that job. I'm probably going to, since it's so oily, and as you guys can see, I installed one sensor and now I'm looking like super oily. So let's just close this video out. It's very simple. Just be very careful and very gentle, because the sensor itself is like $70, maybe even more than that. So be gentle with it and take your time putting it in. Don't over tighten it, because you can easily break it.